Good afternoon, YouTube. Welcome back once again to Fat Cat Collections. Taking another great Nubeo watch for you guys. And I tell you, this one, I know these videos kind of all sound like the same a lot of times, but it's just every time I get a new watch, it's just, for me personally, it's so exciting. And I think there's a lot of folks out there, hell, I know there's a lot of folks out there who watch this channel who know just how fun it is to collect watches and be part of this cool hobby of collecting watches, right? And I really think that collecting anything is pretty cool, honestly, right? No matter what you're into, pretty awesome to kind of learn about it and wear them. But ultimately, to be honest with you folks, you know, when I do these video reviews, they're very basic. And the reason for that is just because I'm not really interested in every single detail of what makes a watch, where it's made. The most important thing for me when I'm wearing a watch, or if I buy a watch, or I'm reaching out to a company, or they're wanting to collaborate, is do I like the watch? Can I picture myself wearing this? So this one, absolutely. This is one of their Magellan watches. Now, I've reviewed 2 of these watches on the channel already, maybe even 3. I have it in the brown, and I have it in the white, the gold, and the black. Every color combination I've gotten, I've absolutely loved, right? And so when this one came out, this is their newer variation. So what the difference is, they basically kind of, I would say, copied more of like the Richard Mille style case a little more. Just kind of how they kind of add these grooves, and I'll show you in a second, on top of the watch, what we'd call normally be the bezel area, right? So this is a fun one. Now, by the pictures, you know, I had to kind of figure out which one I wanted, and be honest with you, I'm really glad I chose this because one, when it comes to, well, let me just shut up for a second. Let me just show you what we're going to be talking about today. Check that out. Absolutely freaking stunning. Now, getting back to the color combination, you know, I have other red watches. I reviewed other Nubeo red watches. With this particular variation, the way they've designed this, what I mean by the bezel area, if you look, there's kind of like these slightly raised kind of edges on the bezel, these little kind of raised areas, and these are done in a mirror polish finish. The rest of the bezel is more of like a matte finish, so they kind of stand out and kind of sparkle a little more. It's a very, I would say, I almost say it's more of like a brush. Now that I look at it a little closer, it's almost more of like a brush finish, and then the case is more of like a matte. So, you know, when you first look at it, you might think it's mirror polish, but it's not. It's just a little bit more of a, has a little more luster than the actual case itself. So this one here, if you look at it, and I'll pop the pictures up here during the video, you can check it out. By the picture I thought it was going to be a little more like red, and I'm really pleasantly surprised because as much as I like red, I really appreciate the blood red and like the brick red. And so this has a really kind of, I'd say it's leaning almost towards maroon. There's definitely like a purplish hue to it, I'd say. Just a great color. Matches this shirt absolutely perfect, hence the reason why I wore it for the video. Really cool looking watch. Great lume on this. All the numbers, those huge numbers and a few indices are actually, all that's lume. If you see any kind of like that light kind of green color, all that's lume. So it looks really cool at night. Does it have the most amazing lume? No, but you know, it works, right? If you charge this sucker up in the sun, you're going to be able to see it at night. I'm not sure how long. I'm not really too concerned. You know, let's talk about the specifics. So it is an automatic. You do have it says here it's a, for some reason they say automatic skeleton with 3 hands. And I guess that's because, well, not guess because, but the face is skeletonized. You know, you have those really large numbers. When you really look through there, you can see it's a skeletonized case or skeletonized face showing off the watch movement. On the back, we have an exhibition window, and we have kind of like this, almost like an aqua tint. Not sure why they chose that particular color for the tint. You know, these are kind of space related. And again, this is named after the Magellan, which we'll talk about in a second. What I like about it is that they do have, you can see that sort of pencil sketch image there of, and I believe that's the Magellan satellite. I think this is where the inspiration comes from. Let me just get that out of the way and read what it says here. It's captivating construction of Magellan vision highlights the inner engineering and artistry of the movement, framed and housed in a multi-layered dial dressed in luminous material and oversized hour indexes that create an entirely new aesthetic. You know, that is subjective. You know, I don't think that this watch necessarily, you that they're doing anything really over the top. We've all seen skeletonized faces before. I don't think that this is anything really over the top, right? But they have to come up with some kind of wording, some kind of little description about it. And just says armed and supplied with a secondary strap for more compelling and versatile wear. They got to give you something, right? Movement, they just say automatic with 3 hands. I don't know what movement this is. I'm looking at the rotor. It's rather large. I don't think this is a Miota, but I'm not sure. When I look at the way the rotor turns, Miotas, at least my experience with Miotas, they don't really turn that. I'm kind of leaning towards this might be a Seagull, but I'm not 100% sure. Again, I did email my contact, and once I know, I will add that information to the description so you guys are aware. Again, I've said it many times. I'm going to keep harping on it with this company. I love their products. They're fantastic quality. They're definitely starting to get more recognition, especially the Nubeo line or Nubeo brand, but people want to know the movement, guys. Especially you watch, guys. If you're going to sell this to somebody who doesn't know anything, just be like, I love it. I'm going to buy it. I don't care. Great. But I'm almost like one of those guys. But, even I like to know what automatic movement's in it. It's easier for me to say, oh, I don't mind because this is comped, right? They were nice enough to send this to me and I'm collaborating with them. So, my review of this is always going to be a little bit I don't think we can completely say that my reviews are completely non-biased because, of course, I like watches for one, and I'm not really super picky, but they are sent to me for free. So take that for what it is. If you don't trust I think that a lot of folks who watch me know that I've been doing this for a very long time. I review the watches I buy. I review the watches that are collaborated. And ultimately, I know what kind of great quality you get. So either you trust me or you don't. And if you don't, that's okay. If you do, then continue on. That's all I can really say. But on the flip side to that, most people do want to know what the movement is. And so I think they're really hurting themselves by not providing that. If it's a Seagull, great. And don't let a Seagull, I had a conversation today with a guy who was like, oh, Chinese movements. Oh, no, I wish they were Swiss-made. We're talking about Invictas, I was like, well, dude, having a Swiss-made movement, it's absolutely meaningless nowadays. It doesn't mean anything. A Seagull movement is every bit as good, in my opinion, as a Swiss-made movement. It just depends on what they've done. Some are a little more decorated. Some have a few, additions, maybe shock resistance, some certain things about the movement that make it maybe a slightly better movement. But all these watches are good, right? Seagull is a great watch movement, right? So you're not going to have any problems if this is a Seagull. And if you have a problem with a Seagull, you can have a problem with Seiko. You have a problem with a Rolex. These things all happen. That's life, right? That shouldn't dissuade you. I like the huge rotor on it. Very cool. It's actually a really big automatic movement from what I can tell. Again, once I find out, I'll let you know. And if you are biting at the bullet to get one of these and you need to know, drop me a comment, drop me an email. I'll push my contact to getting me this information for you folks. So you have a mineral lens with anti-reflective coating, 15.7 millimeter case thickness. Very cool. I like on the case on these that they have sort of like this extra addition. You have like this extra piece kind of bolted onto the sides. Gives it a little bit more of, a little more pizzazz rather than just having a plain old case. It gives it some depth, I would say, if that's the right wording for it. And you have a 48 millimeter case. Nice big square Tanu style case. I love these. My only complaint really with this watch is I would love to see them start including bracelets. I'd like to start to see them doing more bracelet watches like this. You don't see a lot of Tanus on bracelet. I think this would look absolutely killer on a matching, very similar to the Invicta I just reviewed from my boy James Perez, that blood red Invicta. I think a bracelet in that color and shark mesh would be killer on this watch. But, you don't see a lot of companies doing that. So, Nubeo, you should. What else? I think it'd be a real game changer. You don't see a lot of companies doing it. Now, I don't know about plating when it comes to shark mesh, how durable that is. That's not for me to figure out, but it would be cool to have this, again, on bracelet. But, all right, what else? And 26 millimeter rubber strap. So if you do want to change the strap on these, 26 is getting a little larger, so you're gonna have a harder time finding straps. You want to put this on, maybe some cool crocodile, or put, if you want to change it up. I don't really change up my watches too much. I kind of keep them the way they are. But I think this would look pretty cool on, maybe another strap. They do give you another strap, and let me just show you that real quick here. The box, you guys know I never really get too involved in the box, but I always like the Nubeo's presentation. It has a very cool micro brand niche quality to it. Of course, we have Magellan right on the front of the box. I like this one. It's black and red. You never know what you're going to get with these watches. You get the tool, and you get a black strap. So, pretty cool. I mean, you know, I can't church up a box. It's a piece of cardboard. Most people are going to get this and throw it in the garbage can. But if I've said it many times, if you are gifting this, what a nice way to present this. You know, you feel like you're getting something, you know, and which, in all honesty, you really are. So, what else? You know, I think, you know, some folks are going to say, you know, Nubeo. Oh, so let's talk about price. So $1,200, and this is where Nubeo's price is all over the place, because $1,200, although it's a lot of money, you know, if you look at what a Richard Mille costs, $100,000, whatever they cost, I mean, it's insane. You're not really getting a watch that's that much better with a Richard Mille, right? Not to warrant that price difference. So if we can make excuses for those really high-end luxury watches, we can make an excuse for this as well. But right now they are on special. It's they have it at $780, which is kind of odd because right in their main screen here they show 50% off, but that's not 50% off $1,200. So not sure there. Also, keep in mind you do have a Fat Cat Collections 30% off code. I believe it works on these. If you're interested, go ahead and try to use it. Let me know if it does or doesn't, regardless, if you are serious about buying this. You do have 5 ATMs of water resistance. That's really about it. I think some folks are going to be, you know, turned off by the movement, not knowing what it is. Some folks are going to be turned off by, if it is a seagull, you know, a lot of folks, you know, if it's not Seiko or Miyota or ETA, you know, they're turning their nose at it. I wouldn't. I really wouldn't. I have so many watches with so many different movements. They're all fantastic. They all tell time. They all work. They all last. I mean, you know, I mean, this isn't something to really nitpick about, in my opinion. I think a lot of folks who buy affordable watches really are looking at what kind of build quality you get and what's the price. And I hope Nubeo irons that out a little more. But you're getting an insane quality watch. It's absolutely fantastic. I love, like I said, I love the color on this. You know, it's just a great looking piece. The Magellans are awesome. You do have a screw down crown as well. That's about it. I mean, let's throw on the wrist, see what it looks like. Of course, you've seen some pictures during this video, but this is a real keeper for me. I mean, well, they're all keepers, but you know, I mean, this for me, I love the color on this, and getting it in person is so much nicer than the picture. It just has that really deep maroon, and honestly, I haven't seen too many watches this color. You know, you have your reds, you have your blues, and it is available in different colors if this isn't your cup of tea, but I think this is the best one. And again, if I didn't mention it, this is called the burnt red. So let's go back and just look at what color variations they do have if this isn't your color. You have an Arctic blue, which has a white band, a white strap, and a yellow strap in a blue case, which is nice looking as well. They do have the copper black, and I would have probably got that if I didn't have this watch in the non-skeletonized face version. I have the exact same one. It's black and gold with a white strap, very user-friendly. You have the deep blue, which is more of like a gunmetal case with some blue accents, orange strap. Again, I'm going to throw these up here right now so I don't have to go through each one. And of course, you have the new Tundra, which is very similar. Excuse me, the new Viking, which is very similar, but you have the dual balance wheel. So they make some pretty cool Richard Mille homage watches, what I'm going to call them, because I believe that's what they really are. They're killer. They're absolutely fantastic. I think if they got the price point to that $300, I really think a watch like this, in all honesty, should be in the $300 to $400 price range. And then if you want a sale, bring it down to $250, $300. Again, I've seen Nubeo have these listed, the original Magellan listed for $1,200, and then I said, hey, you know the price, we got to figure that out. And then they put it on sale for $199, which is like an incredible deal, like too much, you know. But you know, always keep checking back. If I can help you guys in any way, let me know. I'm always there to assist, right? So let's check it out. So I have a 7-inch wrist. This is what it looks like. I got my size, my height, my weight. I weigh about 182 pounds, I think, today. Again, 7-inch wrist. This is what it's going to look like on a guy my size, my height, my weight. And the reason I always mention it is just so you can get an idea what it might look like on you. You know, I hear it all the time. Guys are like, oh, you know, I'm a small guy. I can't wear, you know, a big watch. You know, I'm a small guy. You know, I mean, I'm not a super tall, huge guy by any means. You know, you can wear whatever makes you happy. And that's what I really want to express in every single video. Always buy what's going to make you happy, you know. And when I wear this, especially with this shirt, it's like a perfect match. I think it's absolutely super dope. I mean, you really can't go wrong with the Nubeo quality, and this one is just another example of just a sweet timepiece. Pick it up if you like red. It's a no-brainer. They didn't really even have to include the black on this. I like it so much. But this will look pretty sharp on the black as well. And the cool thing about having the black accents on this one here, when I mentioned, you know, putting it on a bracelet, if you can find a 26mm lug-to-lug bracelet, this would be pretty cool on like black shark mesh. So you might be able to find that. If I do that down the road, I'll definitely re-review it and let you guys know. But that's it, folks. Thanks for watching. I do appreciate Nubeo, as always, in collaborating with Fat Cat Collections. It's been just an awesome 2022. Being able to experience so many more watches on the channel from all the Dartmouth brands. Again, it's another great affordable brand, but some folks will, they talk about the Invicta pricing being all over the place, and that's what a lot of watch companies do. So just don't hold that against them. They are working at figuring that out. I talked to one of my contacts, the owner of the company, the other day, and he says, yeah, lots of cool things coming for this year. Every time I turn around, Nubeo is always sneaking a watch in on their website, so I have to go in there every single week, like almost every single day half the time, and just see if they popped anything on there. And since I requested these, they did. So stay tuned for more. Thanks for watching. Happy New Year's. Be kind to one another. Be safe. And if I can help you guys in any way whatsoever, don't hesitate to ask. I get a lot of times folks, with other products remember, I don't own these companies, So if you order something from somewhere, like Angel Jackets, and you have a problem for whatever reason, you think the shipping's too long. Remember, no matter where you order, we are in the middle of, I know a lot of folks talked about the pandemic and, of course, fulfillment issues, and I personally haven't had any issues. When I order a watch from, like, even Invicta stores, they don't process that order for, like, a good 5 to 7 days, sometimes longer. Then once they ship it, it's like another 10 to 15 days. So just know, whenever you order from any of these websites, unless you order from Amazon, which I don't believe these are on Amazon, you're not going to get a solid set delivery time. So just kind of keep that in mind. If you do have a problem with any of these companies, any of these brands I review, let me know. Don't get on here and start bashing the brand, okay? Let me know. Say, hey, I'm having this issue. Can you assist, Fat Cat? And I'll do my best to help you. But if you come on my channel and start slandering and bashing a company because you're having an issue, sorry, you're going to get banned. So anyway, thanks for watching. I'm always here to help. Have a good day. Happy New Year, and take care.